welcome back to Living Lotus Tarot. My name is Addison. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I really appreciate you sharing your beautiful and unique soul energy with me. Please remember that readings are timeless, and please don't force it if it doesn't fit for you. Leave it for somebody else to resonate with. So earlier today, I felt really called to do a sort of general collective message because something that was really sort of hitting home for me today that I felt like I needed to share was the concept of, you probably have noticed this in your own life, but when you have some sort of belief system or something that you really think is like, oh, I feel this way firmly, or I would never date this type of person, or I would never do this, or I can't imagine that, you know. There's a bunch of different circumstances you might be kind of thinking of, but what the message that was really coming to me was like this epiphany that I've had multiple times before. I'm like, you know what, I need to talk about this and do this reading around it and see like what more I can pull out from this. Is that I feel like the universe always tries to kind of prove you wrong. So it's like, oh, you have this belief, then let me go ahead and prove to you how that belief system can be broken and that your reality is completely determinate upon your beliefs. So essentially, like an example I have is like, there's this one time I was going to adopt a cat and I was like, I don't want a black cat. I don't want any sort of black cat. I want to get some sort of colored cat, right? Well, guess what I ended up with? A black and white cat, you know? So it's those types of little things in your life, like, oh, I would never like broccoli. It's so disgusting. And then later on in your life, you're like, I actually love broccoli. Or I would never date this type of person. Like, I really like a very masculine man, or I like a very, you know, feminine woman. And then you kind of end up dating somebody who's like kind of a little more masculine or feminine than you would have kind of expected for yourself. So it's that kind of dynamic that I really wanted to talk about today. And so with that being said, I want to go ahead and just jump into this tarot reading and see what kind of messages come through for that particular sort of concept. Okay, we have the World. So by having that type of thinking, I think it really opens you up to a whole bunch of possibilities. It also, here with this Queen of Swords, helps you get out of your head a little bit. We tend to get these belief systems that are sort of set in stone and can limit us in what our potential manifestation abilities are. I almost feel like too, when we're trying to manifest something, there's that typical sort of saying of like, you know, careful what you wish for, or like, you know, try not to speak into existence something that you don't want, or don't talk about, you know, the whole law of attraction concept, like don't talk about, I don't want this, I don't want that, because you're setting that mental attention, that mental focus around that thing, and you're probably going to draw that to you because that's where your focus is. The universe isn't going to say, oh, isn't going to cater to your I want, I don't want. It's the energy, it's the push and pull dynamic, it's the actual frequency that you're exuding that it responds to, right? Doesn't care what you want or don't want. It's just going to mirror you, essentially. It's going to teach you the lessons you need to learn in order to kind of break through this dynamic of, you know, this whole earth school, essentially. So by realizing your beliefs and realizing the limitations that you've set around certain beliefs that you have, by being open to different possibilities, or realizing that maybe you're wrong, maybe you don't know as much as you think you do, or, you know, like, no offense, don't be triggered right now, or do, whatever. But yeah, it leads to the World. It gives you more possibilities. It helps you get out of your head here. It helps you get out of, you know, cycles and patterns that no longer serve you, basically. We also have Seven of Swords here. You can kind of be lying to yourself. It's almost like we try to convince ourselves of these things that we want or don't want, and you know, I would never be with this type of person. This is the one that's really coming to mind right now. Maybe this is resonating for you. Maybe you told yourself, I would never like this type of person, or I don't like people who, I can't, you know, whatever it pertains to, you know what I'm talking about. It's resonating differently for each person, so I'll let that speak to you how it is. But it's funny how we kind of lie to ourselves in a way with that Seven of Swords, that deception. We kind of walk off and run with certain ideas and concepts that really aren't really valid. We're here to kind of break ideas, break cycles, break belief systems. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Hierophant reversed here at some point, just given this type of concept that we're going with here. Ten of Cups reversed. You may have told yourself at some point, that, you know, here's another belief system that just came through to me that a lot of people tell themselves, I'm going to end up alone. I'm never going to find somebody. I'm never going to find my true love. I'm doomed to be single for the rest of my life and die alone. That is such bullcrap, okay? Having that energy around, I'm never going to find someone, I'm never going to find someone. Surely you won't with that type of attitude, right? So with the Ten of Cups being reversed, there's a call here to really shift it's your belief, right? It's whatever you believe is going to be a reality. If that's not what you want, then quit lying to yourself. Quit saying these things that don't serve you and that aren't really what you want. You deserve to have what you want. And if you want a relationship, say, you know what? I deserve a relationship. I deserve to find my perfect counterpart. Now, here's the trick to that, right? Don't have a force energy around that concept, right? You have to be in a really open and receptive place in order to receive it. If you're looking around and having a push energy of I want, you're going to always be in a state of I want. You're never going to be in a state of receiving. You're going to be in a state of lack of I need this thing, I'm not having it, right? So it's really important that you set the intention for what it is that you want and then back off, right? Just be open. I just got chills. That's the message. Back off. Let it come to you. You don't know the best way that it's going to come to you. You may think that you have to find this person through the dating apps. You may think that you have to go sit at the bar and see who comes up to you. That may work. You may meet some karmics. You may meet some people that'll teach you some lessons by doing that, since you're making yourself available to those types of situations. But really what this is saying here is step back. Follow your intuition, though. If you feel called to go to the bar that night, that's what you should do. It's not like I'm saying don't do that. It's more in a place of go with what your gut says and just be open. Don't be looking, don't be expecting. Be in a receiving energy of excitement and anticipation. Like something's awesome is going to happen. Have that sort of belief system. And assuredly, that will be the case. Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, we're going to have to get a little clarification on this one and see where this is going. What I'm kind of getting with this, I'll get clarification here, but what I'm sort of getting from that Knight of Cups reversed is that, kind of like I was saying with that whole like barfly sort of energy, like yes, you can go sit at the bar, but if you're in that energy of like I need to find somebody who's going to come to me, you may draw on people who are not in their most enlightened state. Like this is a Knight in reverse, so this is not even like a King in reverse. This is like a not very evolved emotional, because the Cups is emotion, right? So it's like a not very emotionally evolved person who's not in a very awakened state. So it's karmics, right? It's gonna draw on people who are not awakened either and are going to teach you a lesson, okay? Lessons aren't bad. Learnings is what we're here for, right? So this is not a bad thing, but tell me a little bit more about Knight of Cups reversed. Is there anything I can expand upon that? Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're not gonna find the type of passion that you're really looking for in that type of person, right? It's not what you're looking for. Be very clear about what it is that you're looking for, and don't be afraid to ask for it. I've manifested a few pretty cool things in my life by basically, before I go to bed at night, I'll set the intention. Usually I'll try to do it like a few days in a row. I don't try to do it more than like a couple times, because then you'll start getting in a, for me anyway, maybe this won't pertain to you, but I'll notice if I try to do it too much, you start to get into a push energy. You start to kind of get into a want energy, and therefore that's kind of like a lack energy. Even if you feel really good about it, it's still like a when is it coming sort of energy, or a, I want this to happen. It's not here yet, but when will it happen sort of thing. And that's not the energy you want to be in. You want to be in a receptive, open, willing, completely open, completely like, I don't know what's best. The universe knows what's best for me, and it's trying to match my frequency right now. So if you're in that state of receptivity and openness, it's going to bring in things that are going to match that type of energy, and it's going to be a much better candidate for you than like a Knight of Cups reversed offering you an Ace of Wands reversed kind of thing. Just not what you're looking for, right? So let's see. Any other messages that we need to expand upon this? Anything else? Okay. Queen of Cups came out sort of sideways here. This could be you. This could be somebody you're dealing with. It's basically just saying, I think this is just reiterating a point that to be in your most emotionally receptive and open state, you know what? before I say that, let me just flip a couple more of these cards because we have like 4 here. So let me just go ahead and see. Let me just go ahead and see what these are, and I'll expand upon my point if I feel like it's still resonating with me. Let me scooch these cards up here a little bit. Make some room for these new cards. Okay. All right. So we've got the Nine of Wands sort of sideways. We have the Hermit reverse. We have Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and King of Cups. Okay. So what this is basically saying is that by releasing the burdens, it's not burdens so much, because that's kind of like 10 of Wands. This is 9 of Wands. This is sort of like, it's a fatigue. It's not a full fatigue, right? How do I explain this? By not being your full upright Queen of Cups energy, you will continue to be in a sort of an unfulfilled state, essentially, with the Nine of Wands sideways. A sort of like a little bit tired from the things that you've experienced before. You're not exhausted, right? But you're feeling like you're having to work a lot harder to get what you want than you really need to be putting in. It's not that hard to receive what you want. It really isn't. So with the Hermit reverse, that's just speaking to the fact that being more open and receptive, as I've been saying this whole time, to communication, to possibilities, to different types of people. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's basically saying that that opens you up for new emotional fulfillment, new financial fulfillment, just a new journey of outlook, a new journey of belief. And when you switch that mentality, we have this Knight of Swords upright. It will quickly draw in somebody who's willing to be whatever it is that you're asking for, right? Quickly is the key here. When you're in energetic alignment, there is, you're magnetic. I mean, the frequency is matching, it's in alignment, and you're going to draw in what you're looking for a lot quicker. And who are you drawing in a lot quicker? A King of Cups upright, okay? That is the counterpart to this Queen of Cups that we've been discussing here. So this is your counterpart if you're a feminine energy and you're resonating with that. Perhaps your masculine energy and the roles can be reversed here, but that's who you will bring in when you're in that alignment, and quickly. So the goal here is not to be rushing into a connection. The goal here is not to be, okay, if I switch my belief sets, my belief and mindsets, then I'm going to, that's how I'm going to get my lover. Like, that can be in the back of your mind, but that's not the goal, because in that state, you're just be mindful that that would be in kind of like a lack mentality. Oh, I have to do this to get that. And you can have that sort of thought, but it's really about your intention here. Remember, I'm saying it's that energy, it's that frequency. So just be mindful of the intention and the energy around what your thoughts are. It's not that the thoughts are bad, it's the energy behind the thoughts, okay? All right, we've got an oracle deck here. I'm just going to see if there's any final messages from the universe on this concept to kind of wrap up this point. I'm so excited that I did this. I really felt called to do it earlier today. I was like, I've just seen this happen so many times in my life, of whatever it is you believe, it just kind of, you get proven wrong. And it's not always a bad thing. It's usually like a ha-ha, or like a little light bulb moment of like, wow, I really thought that this was how things were. And it's like, nope, let me show you how it can be all sorts of different ways, right? All right, let's see. Any final oracle messages here for the collective regarding this concept from the universe? All right, you're being called to radiate confidence. So whatever it is that's uniquely you, or makes you feel in that energy, whatever puts you in a place of that receptivity the most, doing what you love, being around the people you love, that's going to help you be confident and also magnetize and draw to you the type of people that you're looking for. I just looked at the time and it was 15:15. 15 is like my lucky favorite number, so I feel like that was a personal sort of little nod and to me about this thing that I'm talking about here, but also maybe that number is significant to you. Maybe go ahead and look it up, see if it's an angel number that speaks to you right now. Beauty is all around you. So whenever I get this card, I really think about the present moment and admiring nature and seeing things for what you have right now. This is a big part of this that I have not spoken about yet. I'm so glad that the universe brought this up, because Gratitude is highly underrated, and not spoken about enough, I feel like, in certain contexts for manifestation and drawing in what you want to you. Being grateful for what you currently have, it's not just going to make you continue to be grateful for what you have. I mean, maybe in a sense, but it's more like by being in that energy, it gives you more things, because things are always changing, right? There's the ebb and flow, there's dynamics, right? So by being present and grateful for the beauty that's around you currently, that's going to give you more reasons to feel that same way, to draw in more things that make you grateful and make you be like, wow, like look at this world around me. This is absolutely amazing. Any final messages before we close out here? I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you guys did too. Please drop a comment if there's a particular message in this that really spoke to you. And also hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're still listening, you definitely should be a subscriber. All right. Anything else? The peace I seek resides within me. That's absolutely right. I was telling this to somebody the other day. There is absolutely nothing that you lack. There is nothing external to you that you can receive or that's any greater than what you already are. You already are everything. You're perfect. Everything is right on time. I've been hearing that a lot lately. You're right on time. Everything is right on time. It is perfect. You're not late. You're not wrong. Everything is supposed to happen exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And seeing that you're absolutely everything as you are right now, and you don't need to change. Now, if you want to change, you can. It's all good. Like I said, this is all about learning and lessons, but just being grateful for every single aspect of you right now is in that presence and that gratitude and that confidence and doing what you love. That's going to be a huge magnifier and mirror to what you're looking to achieve and what you're hoping to have in your life. So I hope you enjoyed this collective reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.